Welcome to SAP Business Objects Dashboards webinar. In today's agenda, I will introduce SAP Business Objects as well as discuss the capabilities thereof. I will also show you the basic design steps to build a functional dashboard. SAP Dashboards enables you to transform Excel workbooks into captivating interactive dashboards with the ability to perform what-if analysis on the fly. Using SAP Dashboards, you can easily design impressive dashboards with multiple interactive charts, tables, and configurable components. When the design is complete, the fully interactive dashboard can be published in multiple formats to be shared with others. Drive better performance with high-impact dashboards and BI applications. Promote BI adoptions across your organization with compelling, insightful data dashboards and apps that make your numbers easy to understand at a glance. With our user-friendly BI tools, you can create mobile, highly interactive, role-based dashboards that deliver trusted, aggregated data to your decision makers anytime, anywhere. There are a couple of simple steps in designing SAP dashboards. The dashboard workspace environment. The layout of the workspace environment can be configured by the designer. The basic layout windows are the Excel workbook, component browser, canvas, and component properties. The first step to creating a functional dashboard is to identify the source of information. In this example, the information resides in the underlying workbook. This information then links to the graphical components which will be used to generate the metrics and values of the dashboard components. What this means is that the dashboard will eventually display the underlying information from the Excel workbook in a graphical format as shown here. Let's take a closer look at the binding of data components in the second step of the process. In this step, we drag components out of the component browser allocated to the left-hand side of the screen onto the working space, and we bind each component to the data residing in the columns and rows of the Excel workbook below. I will now give you a quick demonstration of how cell binding works. First, we want to select on the data object in the canvas, and then we want to bind it to the corresponding Excel columns and rows. How we achieve this is to select on the data value in the properties pane and then bind it to the column and rows below. Now we have identified the values. Next step is to determine the labels. So now that we've bounded this, we will have the job functions and the corresponding number of terminations. Step 3 involves configuring the properties of the components, where each component can be uniquely modified in terms of visual display, such as the adjustment of component sizing, background color variations, and font style and sizing. This is achieved in the properties pane. As you can see here, we can adjust the label sizes and fonts in the text box of the appearance, as well as the color of the labels, backgrounds, drop-down buttons, and scroll bars. Finally, alert values can be incorporated to distinguish between good and bad information, high or low frequencies, depicted by graphical components such as bar charts, pie charts, combo charts, and line charts, as we can see here, again in the components browser. The final step in dashboards allow you to import or choose various different data sources. The data source can come directly from a desired database, such as BW, Universe Design, or SQL. Alternatively, data can be imported from an existing Excel template or workbook. As soon as the dashboard is completed, the dashboard is then ready to be published to a repository or exported to PDF, SWF, or PowerPoint, in which the dashboard can be viewed by the end user. In this working dashboard, the user is able to slice and dice or filter on criteria as depicted by the drop-downs to view the information, such as the top 10 reasons for terminations, which is graphically represented by the graphs and the tables below. Thank you for joining and listening to my webinar. Please feel free to reach me at ruan.pick@us.epus.com if you have any inquiries or further questions related to the subject matter.